if this works, because frankly, not sure lately if it has been. Okay. Let's see if I actually connect. Whoa. Okay. Doing a little writ here in the morning while I wait before we get started. I have a whole bunch of people I need to thank and give presents to as an appreciation for subscribing in some cases and following for sure, and for just rating me and giving me all this attention. It is super appreciated because I am making that push for 1,000. And I think this morning we were close to 800, but we weren't there. So there's a slog ahead. But I want to thank Corundum and Andy Ryan for the sub, and UK Jet and Zahara and Arale and Cerno and Yandera. Man, there was a lot of love yesterday, and I'm not naming all of them. And I do appreciate it. Had a really successful RNG day yesterday. I have a couple of things I can confirm. First of all, it is true that you can get the Solitude plans from the Harrow Storm quest. Why, I got the kitchen chimney, or the kitchen fireplace yesterday from the turn-in to the lady. So that is possible. I got a document pouch that fell from the Harrow Storm itself, and I was so annoyed because all it had in it was a map. Good morning, Jemima. So we're just getting going here. I need to finish doing my writs, and then we're gonna get going. But actually, I haven't even done writs on 4 of my characters, so this isn't finishing, but it's doing it on the main one. But yeah, stuff to do. We have plenty to do on EEU because Through the Glass is now out. Their contest is out and for judging, so it's out there. We can look at all of that. The ones that we haven't seen, we've seen 2. And maybe more if I'm not 100%. And then, what was I going to say? I don't know, and then we'll see. I don't know what happened with Sonia's contest. It might be today? Not sure. Not 100%. I didn't... If she shows up, I'll ask her. I wasn't following, unfortunately, mentally all there. All right, let's look at a rando, and then we'll do some things and some stuff. All right, we've got... Okay, I know ESA fixed this, so we'll go to their Sugar Bowl Suite. Okay. So somebody has decided that they don't like me, and they went to my YouTube and downvoted all of my videos. Not all of them. It didn't get through all of them, but it looks like all of the top ones that I maybe list have all been downvoted. Like, it's really kind of shitty, but what are you gonna do? People are weenies. Can't get too upset about it because it's just the way things are. Some people have nothing better to do than to make other people unhappy. Looks like they only got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them on the first page so far that they've downvoted. Hey, Ari. Hey. Hey, everybody. Hey, Marley. Hey, Walking Spanish. We are starting with Tycho's house, who's been watching us lately. And we've got a map up by mistake. Now, this is a curious home. I feel like there's a story going on here. First of all, I feel like this guy sleeps in that basket. Sure. Oh, absolutely. We'll go next. And then the knife out with a tiny piece of bread. is so sad. I don't know if this person is poor and living in like that they don't have a lot. Hi, Agnum. So sad. But then they have this artwork. They should sell this artwork and buy another light. And maybe some food. I kid. I meant the character, not him. Just the fact that they only have this tiny piece of bread actually says something. It tells a story of itself. And I actually did a house like that. Yes, it does. I did a house like that of poverty once in my kragenhome, but I ended up destroying it to redo my back kragenhome, and also because I felt kind of guilty about it. Because I'm a weird person. I was thinking, this is a fantasy game. I don't know, I should inflict that even on an imaginary person. I know that's silly. All right. So we've been to Aries before, but we have not seen her beautiful Van Gogh piece at, holy crap, at night. Look at the way it twinkles. And it is Starry Night. Thank you. Oh, wow. So gorgeous. Look at the way it reflects in the water. Oh my goodness, this is just, I'm glad you told me to come back. Look at all the swirls in that. It's beautiful. It's amazing, it really is, Ari. It truly is, I really love it. And I'm just coming a little closer so I can see it up close because it is pretty intricate. Oh, wow. I love it. Thank you for reminding me to come back. Jeez, that is something. It is much more spectacular at night. It really is. Good job. Okay, moving on. No offense. Just gotta keep on keeping on. All right. Let's do. Is Malfagor on yet? Let's do a Hall Lunar Champion. Let's do Shutterbugs. Shutterbug. That, you know, that's one of those houses that it kills you about the item limit. Because it's like, okay, so she managed to do this amazing, beautiful light, and now you kind of want to see what she would have done with the rest of the house, but you can't. Because item limits. So today, Behind the Glass was due. Housing's Finest Builders, the bar or restaurant was due. And then, so we still have until, I'm going to just delete that because they're all done now. So we have until the 9th or 6th for Lucian Rainbow Explosions. For Lucian and the unicorns, which frankly I can never remember what they are, but this is it. Hey, some guy. That's the only contest I know of that is currently on, so I hope that's helpful. And it's just for those two guilds. I don't know of any others that are in progress. I know DDA is supposed to have some soon, but I haven't seen the post yet. So we have a gorgeous EHT aquarium. I love aquariums to begin with, but EHT really adds something special to it with the bubbles and the fishies. And it's a good way to deal with that obnoxious huge orb in the middle. Orb! I see people walking around. There's something different about the color. I wonder if those red lights are casting, if these lights are casting like a pinkish hue. the color is warmer than it normally is and redder. I'm guessing it's the choice of lighting. I like it. And we've got the bells going. Boethia. Handcrafted fireplace with Redguard seating as fireplace. It seems like almost like a gallery because there's paintings everywhere too. What did they have sunken in here? What is this? Oh, it's just a piece of the broken. I think this is a crown thing. The broken pillar here, but it looks perfect with it. Yes, I want to spend real money to get a broken pillar. Thanks, Zoss. I'm a horrible person, don't listen to me. 691 out of 700 items, 25 effects. And then we have a little Argonian section. Ooh, here comes the dirt. I did this too. I love this. I had placed dirt or sand in my side, in this side too, because I wanted it to seem more natural. So I like that Shutterbug went this way. I'm really unhappy with my Hollow Lunar Champion. It's kind of got to be redone in places, but oh, something just ran by. What was that? What was that? Oh, it was a kitty. Hi, kitty. Stand still, kitty. There he goes. Whee! He almost matches. That's the problem. He's like zooming around. I love this new stuff. I love being able to see like what stories people have in mind. Ah! Sorry, my mouse has been flipping. I gotta talk to my husband and see if he can figure out why, because I don't see any hairs or anything in the laser, so I'm not really sure why it's doing that. But it's flipping around, and he's got I can't do small movements because of my arthritis anymore, so my husband ends up doing all of them. So this is like Argonian, but there's something else to it, like Elsconian. Elswergonian. Little bit of elsewhere, a little bit of Gonian. Nothing down there, so we'll go up on top of I think there's a stairway up. That cat is gonna get tired. Yeah, the dirt looks really good, because I think Jimmy, thank you so much for the follow. It means so much to me. Trying to get those numbers up. I think the reason why the dirt looks so natural is they turn down the color brightness a little bit, and it makes it more realistic seeming. Pretty much that's true of almost all effects. If you turn them down a little bit, they're less glaring and less. Devil Driver, thank you! I have to send out prezzies. I've been really bad. I haven't sent out presents in like a whole day, and I really should get on top of that. Alright, let's do Moongrave Fane. Speaking of, I need someone to drag me through this at some point. Holy crap, that's gorgeous. Look at that entrance view. Wow, Shutterbug. This entrance is like super, super beautiful. I always love it when the first view you see when you first come in is impressive, because it's just, you know, that's first impressions, right? And so what they've done here is something I highly recommend you do if you have this section. You know how the water here is really nasty? Does not look appetizing to swim in at all. It is a vignette. Look at it with the EHT. I know it's a little bit of an unusual color, but if you think tropical, this actually isn't that far off. And then you've got, I really like the waterfalls and the candles and everything. It's just like a little cozy, like, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Glad we're seeing this at night too. Well, first of all, ow, ow. That poor lion. How does he fit that in his mouth? Would love to. I am not, I mean, what's going on? Wings. Yeah, I haven't finished it either. I haven't finished the Moongrave Fane one, this one. Look at these flowers, all the glowies. Beautiful. And the fountain is beautiful. Really nice gardening work, Shutterbug. I'm guessing Shutterbug does photography, is my guess, because of the name. And you can see, I could imagine that that a Shutterbug, a photography person, would have an appreciation for framing devices. So I think that works. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this is Lunar Champion. This is Moongrave Fane. This is the second section. Most people don't build up, but I really wish they would, because the view from here is that. It's really spectacular. Isn't that gorgeous? I highly recommend it. Wonky Spanish, you're on EU, aren't you? Or am I on crack? I was going to go ahead over to EU today, so it isn't a problem. I just wanted to know if that were the case. I don't know. I'll get back out with Boethia looking at me. It's a little intimidating. Oh, they did. I figured, because honestly, that framing is beautiful. Really nicely done. I want to check something. Viewdang may have updated her primary with the entries from Housing's Finest Builders for this month, so I would just want to check to see if that's been done. Shutterbug, that's really gorgeous. I love the framing you did. I love the warm colors, and I definitely love that you built up and covered up the nasty water. Okay, I'm on NA right now, but let me double check to see if this has been updated. Because I got the Viewdang always sends me things from the updates that she does, so I just want to see. Is it still Money Shot? Okay, so she hasn't. I guess it's still August, right? Some guy. Oh, for some reason I thought that was the piano has been drinking. I read the wrong thing. Alright, my bad. Orgrel. Okay, cool. We'll go over there too. N.A. Orgrel. Which house did you say? I want to just check on stuff. Is this me? Wait, where's the... Whoa, there's a ton of them. Am I one of these? I entered. Did she forget me? No, this is still last month's. Okay. All right. Orgrel, let's see. What did you say? Moongrave. Oh, it is your Moongrave. Okay. I'll head on over. And then we'll go over to we'll head on over to EU, and we'll look at the behind the glass, because there's a whole ton of them that we have to look at. Plus, I have an additional storyline to tell you about something we saw yesterday. Whoosh. All right. I don't think I'm lagged today, which is good. Oh, I'm sorry. No, walk in Spanish, you're fine. Oh my goodness. Is that the Sphinx? Oh, okay, Maldorin. We'll look at that before we go over. Holy smokes! You built a Sphinx. Oh my gosh. Look at that eye with the kitty crystal and the storm crag with the lightning. That is phenomenal. And the claws and everything. What did you make the triangle out of? What is that? Just rocks. Holy smokes, you just made it out of rocks. Look, the whole body too. You know, Orgrel. J Hart said that for next month he's going to do a contest making us use that head. You should enter this. This is spectacular. Oh my gosh, multiple doors. That's so funny. Ah! Oh my gosh, this is amazing. What a great use of the water. Your poor books. This is fantastic. Oh, good use of the mount. So that's the Spidey mount. Isn't that cool? And it's moving in such a cool way. And you've got that, a couple of things. Like there's the moon gate, I can see. And then you've got the two snakes. Well, it may. I don't know what he's saying that wouldn't. I think it works. We'll see. I haven't seen his post yet. Has he put it up yet? All I had heard is him saying that he was gonna do one. That's all. And look at the way that he's got the snakes so that they look like they're carved. That is really cool. You can keep your eyeball though. That's gross. Look at the little ghost sticking out of the pot. So many charming little details. I feel sad for the fox though that has the skull in its head. Oh my gosh, this is really nifty. I want to rescue your books, man. I want to start pulling papers out of the water, but that's amazing. Now I know you tend to do sneaky, so I'm just going to double check before. Okay, no sneaky. That is so cool. This took 700 items, I believe it. Or wait, no, you have other sections too. But this is amazing. Is this all, or are you going to shock me with even more? Look at all those fountains. That's a 4-way lion fountain. Really well done. I'm wondering what all those different pieces are. I guess it's just a stack of them. And then a psijic orb. Okay. Well, thank you. This is cool, and I really do think you should enter it. Where's the turtle? Oh, right. The turtle. Got it. That's right. That would use 700 items between the two of them. Yes, absolutely. All right. Meldrin asked me to check out theirs, so I will go check out theirs. And I thought I saw it in the open houses, unless I'm on crack. Malvagor. Meldrin, you're a Malvagor, right? This is you? Or is this not you? No, it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. Away we go. I really wish I didn't see that. I keep forgetting. You know what? I can't be trusted. I have to write things down. Watch Sonia's contest. Yeah, that's an inspiring build. I can't blame you. Thank you. That was really cool. I'm super impressed by that. I've never seen anyone do anything like it. I've seen pyramids, but I've never seen anyone do oh wow, a sphinx or anything. Hero's Sanctum. Wow. That's like, was this your entry to J Hart's flat contest? Or is this just completely unrelated and you just decided to do a sculpture thing? Because this could have been an entry. Okay. It did win. Congratulations. I missed that whole contest. So if any of you have entries that I haven't seen for that, I will go and I will check them out. I'm sorry I missed that contest. Sometimes I try, but I'm not able to see them all. Wiggly broccoli. It does fit. Oh, wow. This tells stories. Wow, yeah, I see how this is inspired by Six Alaric's work. Six Alaric, this should be really flattering to you. You came up with something that all of us kind of want to emulate. And it's so beautifully done. The halo around the head is really, is he an angel? You know, like Renaissance paintings, they always did that kind of angel halo thing. Amazing. Is a zombie just watching? Oh, okay. A saint. That would make sense then. You know, I gotta say, it makes it clearer because he's set apart by having a thing around his head, whereas other people don't have it. So it makes it clearer what's going on. Him having that little halo thing really works. Assuming this is where he's buried. And a zombie is worshipping. Nice use of the saffron. It is really well done. Beautifully, it just looks carved out of stone. It's a fresco. It's beautiful. It also looks like he's farting. I'm sorry, it's not you. It's the rock. Sorry when I notice things like that. I apologize. It's entirely just the rock and the perfectly otherwise. I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person. I shouldn't have said that. I'm so bad. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't. I apologize. Oh, I do like it. It's gorgeous. And in fact, you know, and I love the fact that it's not a direct copy. It's your own thing. It's not identical in any stretch. It's completely your own. I really like it. And I never would have guessed this was ample, honestly, because all the ample stuff is missing. So it looks fantastic. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Did anyone else want me to see their NA house before I go over to EU? Yeah, there's possibly another problem with EHT that I'm going to fix. Oh! Is Swinkery on? Swinks. I've got him to fix the grass thing. Yes. They do. And actually, I mean, I kept this poo house, but I probably didn't want to keep some of the other ones. It does, but it's in the back, which annoys me. I don't know who Andy Ryan is, but thank you so much for the sub. Oh, it's apparently Andy Ryan. UK jet. I'm gonna run out of fish. Morning! Shutterbug, we looked at your house this morning. You should check the video later. It was amazing. I wasn't sure to see you. If we'd see you. Z-A-R-A. Nope. Arole. Nope. Give Give me a moment. I just want to get these out while I'm thinking about it because I have this terrible habit of not. Cerno 876. Nana. Yay! Yandira. Gosh, I'm so behind. Do you see how many I haven't done? Oh, that one went through. Good. Dark Nebula 55. I'm almost out of fishies too, that's a problem. M Crisp, I gotta go buy some more fish. Or send them other things that are better. Alright, gotta go over to NA. I will finish up the rest of the fishies when I get back. So what was I up to? M Crisp. Oh, what a beautiful morning. I'm feeling in a better mood today, but physically I'm not feeling so hot. I don't know what's up with me. And thank you to the folks who suggested that I do get the text thing on the side. I know it's kind of annoying to look through that, but the people on YouTube were missing all of the comments you were making, and it's a shame because sometimes you say beautiful things about their work, and I don't always repeat it, so it's nice that they'll be able to get those compliments. Yeah. And I think it's important because what you're saying is important too, not just what I'm saying. I tend to sing like show tunes. Oh, that's true. I tend to sing show tunes, and yesterday I think I was doing One Singular Sensation, and then I do a lot of Oklahoma, and I don't know why they keep popping to mind, but they do. I think it's also a little bit delayed because I see your messages come in a couple of beats before they come in on there. So it's probably not exactly accurate on that, but it's not far. A new month begins. Wait. Oh, okay. I'll go back. Let me just take a screenshot of that picture because I'm gonna forget. All right. So we were gonna see Walk in Spanish. Is this your kragenhome? I could. I used to be obsessed with that as a kid. Kragenhome? Open today, it must be. Yababa? Ah! Apparently, Stillwater Retreat is up for sale today. Let me find Aetherius. Here we go. There's the list. There we go. Nicely done. All right. It's kind of stalled at the moment because my husband is of a different mind than me. He really wants me to hold off on it until the perfect cat comes along. So for the moment, it's stalled. This is a claw machine. Amazing. And this is, oh my god, you made a pinball machine. That's incredible. Look at the artwork on this. This is amazing. You got the fancy chest at the end. Look at the way the boxes are layered to create the coin return. And there's even a coin sticking out of it. And you've got the pulley bit made with looks like a glass from clockwork. And you've got these lovely panels. I forget what these are the side of. But it's beautiful, and these were the achievement items or the Lux items. They're different colors. I always forget which one is which. Wow, somebody left some money here. And you've got... That's the Dwemer box, I think. And these are the Dres drinks. And there's some... I guess the Alinor table is poking through with the game on it. I don't know what the hoops are. The hoops are perfection, but they're so thin. What are they? What are the loops? These loops made of? You're seeing a pinball machine, Swanks. This is Walking Spanish's pinball machine. Isn't it gorgeous? By the way, Swankery, this is Walking Spanish, so the piano has been drinking. And there's also a claw machine, which shouldn't be sneezed at, but this is amazing. Swankery, so I got Cardi that message yesterday about the grass. It should be fixed in this morning's update. Yeah, the mirror looks fantastic. It does look like a screen, Sixalaric. You're absolutely right. You can see, look, the tiny little details. This is one of those, the metal planet thingers, and it's just showing out the side, and you've got, like, the little birds. Wow. This is just amazing. There's so much going on. The top, that's probably one of those Alinor bronze stands. That's one of those eggs. I mean, it's just amazing. Hanging lamp, or maybe you're right. Oh, it's the Daedric chains. It's got to be the Daedric chains. That's the top of the Daedric chain. You're absolutely right. Oh, dude, I thought it was the chains, not lanterns. Damn it. I was so sure. Suck. I hate being wrong. Really well done. Really beautiful. Thank you for letting us see this. This is a masterpiece. Now I want to see you play it. Go play it now. All right. Well, look at Raziel's the rosy line, and then we'll go on to, or not. Mara's Kiss. Nur zum Schlafen. Now, also not open. What are you doing here, Raziel? Kicking me out is what you're doing. Oh no, thank you for inviting me. It's gorgeous. St. Delans? Datensi? Nope. Alright, so we saw Agnimhav, you're in here. I don't know. Alright, so Agnimhav, Lost World, kragenhome. Sothasil has discovered many wonderful things. This window into a forgotten world of ancient monsters being one of them. His only comment upon this discovery was, I think we shall call it this land. So Agnim is on right now. Agnimhav. And we're going to go to their kragenhome also. But you know, Ula, I've noticed that it's actually doing its job when I let people know. I've been getting emails back from people saying, thank you for telling me I've fixed it. So it's not like, I think just some people don't know how to do permissions, and I think permissions change on their own. And between the combination, it's a problem. Good morning, little kitten. Aiden. This is gorgeous. Look at the little touches, folks. Oh, wow, you created a diorama. Well, who cares? We get the point. It's obviously what it looks like. Like it's through the glass. Seems obvious to me. Look at the waterfalls, guys. You know what this reminds me of? Land of the Lost? Is that what you were going for? Because it totally reminds me of Land of the Lost. From when I was a kid. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. Really cool. It's beautiful. It's a real surprise, like a shock, unexpected. Ooh, I didn't even notice you put gorgeous stuff behind it too. You re-roofed, you did new walls, you did new door. Very nice. Yeah, it's definitely not everyone's own doing. There's been stuff going on. Oh, there is a reference, okay? I never watched Firefly, so it's hard for me to say if I apologized if I missed it. What am I looking for the Firefly reference? Let me see if I can show you how to do it, little kitten. We'll go through the process. Oh, the animals. Okay. I mean, I'm bad about that. Let me see if I just can send off one fish. No. No. Nobody likes me. What is with you people not using your real names? How can I send you prezzies if you don't use your real names? Jerks. You all smell bad. Not really. Arule Cerno 876. It's not obscure, it's just I haven't watched TV in 20 years. Literally. I'm kind of a bad person. Yandira. Alright, it's allowed. I'll permit it. Dark Nebula 55. Sorry. I'm just trying to find one that we'll go through. Yeah, I mean, it does, doesn't it? Najit 3 CH. No. You all smell! BB, hi. Why do none of these work? Alright. I'm not going to send Velothi just a fish, so we'll send Velothi garrulus alpinia, which she will most certainly use. Alright, moving on. When Lil Kitten gets back, I'll show you how to do the publish blah. Whoa, all in Russian. Anirimer, Blackvine Villa. All right. I hope that nobody minds me going to it. These are going to be fun. Every time I think, oh my gosh, people in my guilds are so clever and creative, then I come over to the EU and I'm like blown away. It's just, everybody's so clever. It's always something. Okay, little kitten, and we'll go right after this one. I'll show you how to do it. Okay. Ooh. Can we get through this part? Ooh, scaries. All right, let me just read real quick, not in Russian. From the beginning of time, those who call themselves heroes come to our world. They consider themselves in the right to decide others' destinies, kill indiscriminately, and measure for the beast for the sake of the weed they like. They rob, enslave, behave like masters. But this is our world. We are united, and together we take revenge. So I'm assuming we're talking about Daedra? Looking pretty Daedric to me. Ooh, all right. What's going on in here? Are they the kitties or the peep? What's... I'm so confused. Who's the enslaved one? I don't get it. I want to get it. I really want to get it. But I don't. I think these are the heroes coming to the world. And the kitties are taking revenge? I can't tell. I don't get it. It's cool, but I don't get it. Aniri, please explain. And there's more coming through the portal. I'm so confused. Very odd. All right. Allow me to show you how to do this real quick. Okay, so when maybe I don't understand it. It's awesome, but I don't get it. I'm not trying to pick on it. All right, so what you have here is my this is just the Explorer. When you install your add-on with you go to with Minion. You then have to go into the Essential Housing Tools folders in your add-ons folder, and you have to run the Community EXE. You have to run it. It will install it real quick. It has to be running in order for you to be able to upload anything to Cardi's server, which is what... Oh, I know, but I'm just going to post this, so I want to start from the beginning. It has been checked for viruses. It's completely safe. It is not a problem. So we start there. Once you have that, make sure that on your computer you see the little blue E running on your taskbar. It should be there. Okay? If it's not, run the exe and then it will be. All right. The next thing you do is go into /hub. You look at My Homes. And then if you want to share the effects, you would do share effects. Or we could just hit host now. I see what you're saying. kind of don't want to host this, but we'll try it. I'll turn it off again. So it should be as simple as that. If it's not staying stuck to the host, it's possible that his server is full or there's some problems on his end, in which case I'll just save it. Save this as a bug and send it to him, because I'm already working on some other things. He did fix the grass, so hide grass should be working again. I say him, but I don't know how much is Architectura doing and how much is Cardi. So I don't know. I understand. No, I understand. It could be entirely not your issue. Oh, it did? Okay. Might as well check. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump. Okay. So let's see. Let's see if it's stuck. Mine says stop hosting. Now. So it is an open house. And that's not working for you? When I don't know. It should be. Mine worked. Huh. My only guess is that it's possible that your exe isn't loading up. Aside from that, I can't imagine. If the little green E is in the corner on your taskbar, then there's absolutely no reason I can think of, other than you don't have it selected in add-ons. I mean, you might not have this selected. This has to be selected. Other than that, those are the two things that you should check. Alright. Sorry. I hope that fixed it. Yeah, inside a little house icon. Exactly. It could be. But normally it would give an error for that, wouldn't it, Ixie? If I remember correctly. Maybe I don't. We did Isle Lockhart. Let me read you something real quick. Yesterday we saw 50,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It was Isle Lockhart's house. It was the one with the sea monster. And it said, commanded by the Emperor of Cyrodiil, a small crew boards TSS Romer to head 50,000 leagues under the Sea of Tamriel to seek and destroy the mysterious monster that is bringing fear once again among Khajiit fishing villages. But we saw that yesterday. Today, so we're going to look at Babaga Moonmirth. My light, my mirror, tell me which of us is real. So let's go there. I really don't know what that could be, but sometimes Cardi watches the videos, or people he knows does, and send it along to him. Maybe they know the solution. If not, I'll pop it by Chrysaea. But I can only think that the only one I can think of is, now that you've confirmed that the little green box is going, is making sure that it's checked on in add-ons. And since the problem with the antivirus isn't a thing, I'm not sure what else it could be. Maybe you have to have load outdated add-ons, which I'm sure you have on, because if you wouldn't be running a lot of things. Yeah, make sure that's turned on. It has to be selected separately. Oh, beautiful! Clever! How clever! Oh, creepy as hell, but clever. You guys see what's going on? And you have community check too. EHTN community. Look at what's twisted about this. The foxes if this is a mirror, the foxes are facing the same direction. So there's something twisted going on. The bottle is up, and then on this side, there's nothing here. So the reflection's a little bit of screwed up. That's funny. This is one of the new fireplaces. There's a black and a white kitty, and things are upside down. There is so much clever about this with upside down and reflections that are not quite right. Interesting. It is clever. There's just a lot going on in here. Which is right, which is wrong, kind of thing. Interesting. Very clever. Alright. DJ Freed, Hall Loon Champion. We just looked up that the other day. Dory 89. Hundings located at the beach. Yeah. Macho cat. I want to be a macho cat. All right. Load your boat. Okay, 600 out of 600 items over by the water, they said. So, I was going to tell you guys yesterday, or the day before, I forget which, when farming the new dungeon that I have you guys all farming, I had the dwarven light frame, the frame chandelier drop. I had a dwarven motif drop, and I had something else drop that was like 450,000 gold, and so was the lights, the dwarven light for 450, and I listed them all, and they all sold. So I made, 900,000 gold yesterday or the day before out of just 2 drops out of that fountain, out of that dungeon. And I don't really fight anything. I just do that extra. Oh, gosh, this is beautiful. Wow, am I glad I'm seeing this at night. This is amazing. All right, Dory, you're so talented. Excellent. Yeah, they'll sell, Jay. Yeah, it's been a very, very profitable time. All right, I want to point some beautiful things out. We've got, that's a fireplace grate being used to hold dishes up in there. And then the seashells sunken into tables. These are tables that are sunken into the cabinetry here. And those are the sides of sarcophagi. There's a lot going on in here. They've made a... Well, don't do that. Don't be a completionist and you'll make money. Oh, look at the tables. They're all made with paintings. That is so cool. Yeah, Swankery has a similar thing with her resort, but this is deeper, I think, for some reason. And then they've got more fish tanks. And this is really neat, the way that they have that painting in this angled piece. I'm not really sure how they did that. Why would you need them? You can buy the stuff they make. You won't need them. That's how you make money. Is you don't eat the things. Don't eat the things. Ah, clever. Okay, so what you maybe don't know is that when you place your greenhouses on the side like this, what you end up with are two sticks sticking up, and they look really odd. So what they've done here is they've put two anchors on tables over it, and then over here they put two of these rope things to cover it. So that's an idea. That's a good way of covering up the sticks the pieces of greenhouse that pop up. And then they have more walkways. And they have what looks to me to be a launcher for a submarine. That may be a submarine. And I was just eated like a moron. I didn't even notice they were eating me. I fell in the water, and then I wasn't paying attention, and then I got eaten. Don't mind me, folks. I'm just an idiot. I think that's it, though. Made with coral as the edges. It's really quite nice. 600 out of 600. So, quite nice. Quite nice. I like the trees with the lights hanging from them. Well done. Excellent jorb. Good jorb. I am tasty. So on the bottom we've got boats and a turtle. And then floaters down there, floats. And it's really clear. The lighting is excellent. I think Barleystones? Dory 89 on EU, yeah, and this is Hundings. Beautiful. Great job. Super impressed. Alright. What's next? What's next? I'll tell you what's next. Me being an idiot. An idjit. I thought I downloaded it. Why am I did. Why am I being stupid? Come on. Come on. Alright. Aetherius. Oh, we've done one of those. Let's go to Alara Northwind's Grand Psijic. And I will be right back. I am quick bio break. don't think about winning or losing. Like for example, with Sonia's, I don't think at all about winning or losing with that one, because I just want to see my friends succeed. Wow. So it's just, if you can refocus, I know it can be hard to do, but if you can refocus onto allowing people, you know, just being happy for people who you care about, then it can help. But it's so hard sometimes, because when you look at the winners and you're like, this doesn't necessarily reflect what I think is a winner, that can be frustrating. Or when people don't follow the rules and they still win, that's frustrating. Look at the window. There's a lot of different things that can be annoying about it. But like with Sonia's, with such a broad topic, you know, garden party, it's easy for me to just divorce my feelings from it and think only about others. It's much easier. But look at the hamburger and drink. How brilliant is that? I don't even know how she did it. Yeah. What is... So she's got a piece of cheese on its side. She's got ham on its side. And those are probably radishes. And then the stick is probably the end of... It's either... not incense. It's the fishing pole. That's how you do that. Amazing. Well, I mean... You know that saying, Ars Gratia Artis? It's the logo, I think, of MGM movies. It means art for the sake of art. And basically that's how I try to look at it, is I think if we just enjoy the art for the sake of it, if we remind ourselves of that, it's much easier to not be upset when we don't win. But it is still hard, and I'd be lying if I said that I didn't have instant feels upon finding out I didn't win. Of course I do, but then I let it go and move on. I mean, we all have feelings. We all have emotions, and they're legitimate, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, and you can honor them and be as upset as you want to be, but if you can, moving on from that initial feeling is best. It'll make you feel healthier. But it's hard to do. It's hard to do. Something's on fire. Yeah, I work hard at that. It doesn't mean that I always do it right. And it doesn't mean that your emotions are wrong. It just means that for your own well-being, it's best to try. Yeah, that's a fridge. Isn't that amazing? It is. Really lots of details. What was her story behind this? Theme. Nautic Adventure Club. Oh, no, wait. That's the wrong one. Aetherius, quote, "You can only go one way." Yeah, and it's okay to forget. It's totally okay to forget sometimes. You know? Only go one way. Oh, no. Oh, wow. How did they do that? A box with Daedric rock in it to make it pitch black. And then everything on an angle and using... That's genius. Using something that flaps in the wind. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. It's... You know, Ari... It's an illusion, because they have the items floating out the window, and then they have a thing flapping in the wind. So it's genius. And you have other things starting to tilt towards being sucked out, like this. Yeah. But you know, Ari, I don't always agree with the winners. Like, a lot of times I may look at something like yours and say, man, that should have won. You know? We all have our own opinions to it. It's okay. Oh my goodness. Everything is coming sucked through. Alright. So they use the trick here that I like to use with those achievement items that don't have backs. It means that there's an invisible walkway. Things are being sucked through the air. And they use the moonwell to simulate light coming through. There's a lot of nifty going on. All the fish are dead. There's stuff floating in the water. Including me. Well, that was a cheaty. Trixie. See if I can go over it. Exactly. You have to try to remember that it's just one person's opinion, if you can. And it doesn't mean that anyone else would agree with them. I mean, I'll be straight. I don't always agree with J Hart's choices. And if I were the person who lost, you know, to somebody that I don't know. See, the way I look at it is as long as people try, I can't possibly be mad at them for winning. It's when people don't try, and that's so rare. Or when they don't follow the rules. But that's because I'm a lawyer and I'm just such a nerd when it comes to rules. I'm a rule nerd. That's gorgeous. Enchantress 726 Golden Gryphon. Yeah. Well, and share our art. Because we'd never see any of these homes if it hadn't been that they decided to enter. And the challenge of coming up with an idea is always that fits the theme is an exercise too. It's like a writing exercise, but with art. It's cool. It's cool. Sorry, trying to fix something with someone. Alright. Oh, wow! The things people are doing with dioramas are just amazing. People are amazing. I wouldn't want to be judging this contest. I would not. Alright. Twin Arches. Fallout 2332 on the other side of the mirror. Incredible. So cool. You know what I've learned? Yeah, this is them. This is they. I think that what I've learned about my artwork is that I excel in funny. Yeah, that was the Vardenfell. That's the Vardenfell map. Yeah, it's the map. I excel in funny. I excel in concept. Once I have a concept, I can usually get it out. But the thing is that I'm not at all sophisticated in my design. My design is not sophisticated. And it's something that I envy about other people. But I'm not an artist, you know, or at least not a professional artist. And I'm starting to try to work on that. But I'm doing the best that I can with my limited experience. And I think I grow with every contest. And it's okay. You know, I have issues and that I'm learning. Yeah, I don't think I'm very sophisticated. I think my stuff is if someone else had done it, they would have done it differently or better. Ooh, spooky. All right, we know what the glass is. This is the naughty side. Yeah, so that's what it is, really. It's just, I think my stuff isn't very elegant. It isn't very sophisticated. It's just, it's not as stylish as it could be, you know, artistic. It's just, sometimes it's, yeah, we do. We absolutely do. I can't put my finger on it. Okay, Fallout, I get ya. I get your other side of the mirror here. Foxtales. Coven. Sanctuary, cemetery, plant of Moloch Ball, the cabin itself inside, and the pavilion on the second floor. So this is Foxtales exercise. Let me put it this way. If I borrowed somebody's notes in law school, right, and compared them to my own, which we often did to see if we missed anything, we would have, on the one hand, all of their stuff would be this gorgeously written, beautiful highlighting, good handwriting, you know, notes in boxes, you know, just great. And mine would be, you know, a little bit sloppy, and there would be, like, I'd use a lot of shorthand, and it wouldn't have any sort of formatting or whatever. We may have the same information, but it would come out looking so much more sophisticated and elegant in their notes than mine. And I would never think to put things as I'm going within different boxes, and I would never think about the design of what I'm doing in taking notes, because to me it's just, you know, the information is what's important. And there's my problem, is that sometimes I don't even realize that there's situations where I can be artistic and do something a little bit more elaborate or a little bit more stylistic, and I miss those opportunities and I don't even recognize them. What are you doing, kitty? Don't eat skulls. Stay away from the banekin. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but it's just something I've always noticed about myself, is that I'm limited. And I'm trying to expand, and I'm trying to notice things where I can improve. So we've got a very scary Halloween house too here, by the way, if you wish to use it for that. Sometimes I guess my stuff comes out as more practical than artsy. And that's why my stuff isn't as... I mean, I like things that I do sometimes, but I don't think I have the like the sophistication of Swankery or Dory or any of the people who do like cool stuff like that. I don't have that. It's just theirs is much more elegant. Look at the fence they made out of scythes and poles. That's crazy. This is nice. Yeah, well, Halloween's coming. Yeah, mine's a little bit on the gross side. Mine, it was a contest entry for Blood Wolf Moon. That is decorating ability. It's just a different kind, Jay. And that's the problem I have too, is I have to tell myself that as well. You know? I have to... You know what helps? Looking at other people's art. And seeing what they do, and then when I'm done with doing my part of the build that I think of, getting inspiration from other people can really help. You know, like looking at screenshots or going on a tour and thinking, oh wow, look at that. That's an idea. And then I'll just go with it. Gusthermopyle, Old Mistveil. An enchanted garden entrance leading down to a downstairs vampiric study and dining area on arrival. A treasure room for collected antiquities. An elsewhere themed parlor. Upstairs is a Telvanni themed study and crafting area and a vampiric bedroom. It's always a work in progress, but I thought I would put it in for the competition anyway and hope that some folks will like it. Alright. I think that's a matter of opinion, Jay. About pretty. I'm good at goofy. You know? Goofy things, silly things. Contrary things. Things that thumb my nose at stuff. I don't know. I think it's something I'm trying to improve on. Always trying to improve. So, Gusthermopyle. Yeah. I guess a lot of us feel that way. We feel like it's lacking something. When I look at my stuff, I always feel like it's sloppy. Goofy is fun. That's why I like those pieces, but this is beautiful, by the way. I love the gardening. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like my work. I like my work, but it's just not artistic very much. It's like more... It's like sloppy. I can't explain it. I've always blamed it somewhat on my... I've always kind of blamed it on my RA for the last couple of years, is that I can't make anything really neat. Everything's really sloppy. Even if I use EHT, it's, it's like my train set, right? When I look at my train set, when I look at the little zones that I created, I see what other people could do much more sophisticated, smoothly. Let's see if I have a picture of my train set that I can show you what I'm talking about. Wait, that's not mine. Why did I put that in there? Nope, no train set. I can't explain it. It feels clumsy. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, though. I did create the different zones. But I bet you that if you had created the zones, or if Crusade had created the zones, or if Swankery had created the zones, they would have been drop-dead gorgeous. Mine is just a clever idea. But it's not like I executed it with any sort of elegance. And that's what I'm talking about is, in general, oh, this is neat. I guess there is a glass here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not bagging on it. I like it. But I recognize my limitations as an artist. Well, that's what I mean about inspiration. I mean, I see so many houses. But that one actually, you know how I got that idea? I have made so many things giant, like a giant box of chocolates and a giant potato and a giant sugar bowl, that I thought, let's do the opposite. Let's go opposite and do, I love this walk up, and do something teeny, right? So what's really small? A train set. So that's what I decided to do. You know, tried to think of small things, and like a miniature. A miniature is small, right? I could make a miniature town, or I could do a dollhouse, or I could do a train set and make it move. So that was a pretty obvious thing, you know, conclusion for me. So the idea sort of just came, but the execution was, I do love these. I do love these. It's beautiful. But it's got a lot of antiquities on the inside, and it does show a glass of types. So I see, you know, they thought how it could fit in, and I don't really disagree. So it's nice. And it's nice that you gave them a compliment, too. Hachiko. It was not impossible to build Rapture at the bottom of the sea. It was impossible to build it anywhere else. A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by a petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, this can be your city as well. Welcome to Rapture, Andrew Ryan. Please visit the house during nighttime. There's a few EHT effects. Hachiko-chan. We're almost out of nighttime. Let's hope that... Where was it? We may not be within nighttime. I might have to wait on this one. Yeah, let's wait. I don't want to blow it. Bouldertree. Jack the Great. The Septimium. Praise Akatosh, a vision of time to come. Well, I mean, we all evolve in style. When you say you don't want to copy somebody, I mean, there's a difference between suddenly starting to use bunnies for everything, which I think would be a style copy, and deciding to use, for example, more floral stuff or a technique of lighting or something like that. There's different things that you can incorporate that wouldn't really be copying. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people start to do stuff that looks like Levothi's. I don't know that they necessarily got it from Levothi, but she has a certain style. Yeah. Well, I find that no matter how hard I would want to copy someone else's style, I really don't think that it would be possible. So somebody has Kunzari back there. Because I am I don't have any background on this. It's all in Russian. Because I don't have the ability. Hey, AV, how's it going? Let me give AV a shout out. Actually, I have a bunch of them. One for you, and one for Swankery, and Ula Kapala. Anybody else I miss? Streamers? Thank you. Much appreciated. Welcome, everyone. We're looking at houses. We're looking at houses on EU right now. These are the behind the glass houses. And go ahead and give me a follow, please. I need them badly. Thank you. Trying to get my numbers up there. Much appreciated. Thank you, AV. I appreciate it. We're just looking at pretty houses. Were you looking at housing too? Or doing something else? We are looking at a miniature, I think, of... I want to say... this is... IC? Imperial City? Does this look like Imperial City to you guys? I'm thinking. Oh, art stream. I don't recognize the zones, but I'm supposing some of you could tell me the different areas that I don't know. Because I think this is the White Gold Tower. And I think this is IC. So I don't know what these sections are. But I'm thinking that's what it is. And it's tiny. Is this an arena? Is there an arena in IC? I've never been like more than 5 minutes and I die. You know what I mean? I certainly have never seen it complete. I don't know what they are. I feel so bad. Arena district, okay. And then is this the cemetery district or is this like a temple district or something? I'm not sure what's what. Wow. And then there's an Akatosh thing. Yeah. Oh, each one has a different god. Okay. That makes sense. Got it. Got it. Got it. Really cute. Well done. And what's interesting is they had stuff on the inside too. They had this stuff in here. This is bouldertree, if you can believe it. Nothing through there. So they've just basically closed everything off within a greenhouse and then built this section here, which is amazing. This is really cool. Good job, Jack. Really good job. I wish I had it in This is Jack the Great 666. This is their boulder tree, and it's on EU, and it's all in Russian, or I would read you... Oh, no, this one isn't Russian. It's just Praise Akatosh, a Vision of the Time to Come is the name of it. Let's go to Lady Fire's Amaya, and it's Mirrorland. The title of the work, The Quiet Coziness of an Ancient Indo-Romanilla Mansion. Life and non-life are secrets and riddles. So, that's going to be Lady Fire's Amaya. And again, if you haven't followed me, it would mean so much to me. And thank you for those of you who have. I'm trying really hard to get up to 1,000, and it's a slog. I think I'm around 800, and I'm trying so hard. I want to be able to communicate with Zos and tell them what we want. And they're just not listening to me until I'm more important. I'm not important. Alright, so this is, I'm not sure which part of the house to look at, but Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna argue for glass. I want us to get whole pieces of glass. Oh, this looks like a temple or a tomb. More of a temple than a tomb. You is important. I is important. I is special. I'm trying to get the power to suggest things. You know, I want a siding of glass in different sizes. I want sliding in a siding in Breton, so we don't have to use the Breton little kiosks anymore. I want to really focus on different kinds of. Wow, that's different. I want to focus on different kinds of materials that we as builders would kill for. We'd love to get a roof on this sucker too, but that's just me. You know, so it doesn't rain on us. Things like that. Also, last night I was thinking, wouldn't it be awesome what if you could, along with pathing, make them emote, standard emotes? Like, imagine you set Numisma to cry. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, Sabrina. And she's just sitting here crying. You could tell a story with that. Just set them to have an emote. And cry just goes on forever, as long as you want it to. And then, there's all sorts of ones. You can have someone do all sorts of different looking for someone. This is search. This is a different. I mean, like if we can do pathing, I would love to have emotes. Agreed. I want us to have more structural items. I want us to be able to do different cool things. I mean, but I think, obviously, look at the toilet. We all want to have things working right. You know, maybe our permission's not changing and our lights not disappearing and turning off when they can't even turn off. I would like that. I have so many things that I want to say for us, and I want to argue for us, I want to push for, and I feel like we should have more contests. And I think that even though, item animations, yes. Wouldn't it though, Swankery? And that's what I'm thinking is, oh, look at the flooring. Wow, somebody dug up a lot of tables. That's pretty impressive. And here's another one too. Wow. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is that if I had some sort of power to communicate with the Zosses, I would work my damnedest to get us attention. And maybe I would run contests with them to, not to make people feel like shit, which unfortunately happened, but to get more contests so that people, you know, get that opportunity, because I think we all enjoyed doing it, even if it didn't work out that we all won. And I know that my followers and the people that I know were all very positive for the winners. It was only just a couple of people who were really upset, and I didn't even recognize most of them. Look at that hood. What a great hood. I mean, I don't know. There were a couple of people who, maybe one or two that I knew in the community who were assholes about it, but for the most part, everybody was pretty decent. And supportive and kind. So, that would be my goals. And of course, I would talk to you guys and say, what do you think we should focus on? And then maybe get some sort of agreement. This seems like a temple. Just a straight up temple. Mirrorland. The coziness. Okay. Riddles. Yeah, and you know what's interesting? We're going to go to Lilith's Daggerfall. Is that most of them weren't ours. like weren't really part of our community, and I don't know who they were. I guess they like to do building, and then they weren't part of our community, and they just were bitter. There was like one or two that I recognized, one EU person and one Nene person that were in the community and were butthurt, but for the most part it was just randos. I don't know. Because I think we're a really nice community. Supportive and kind. There's always exceptions. Yeah, exactly. Oh, my favorite is when the non-housers come to the forums to say, why are you answering them and responding to their stuff and ignoring us in PvP? That's helpful. So what Lilith has done here too is sinking down the cherry blossom trees so they come out. You could do this to make them look more like a bush. This is true. And they also sometimes look at kindness as weakness. And I work really hard at being kind and lifting people up. And so they think I'm weak. And that has often happened to me before court. I will be judged as, I like these as pots because they look beautiful. I will be prejudged as a weakling because I'm a nice person. That has been the downfall of several people that I've gone to court with because I'm an attorney. And it's like, just because I'm nice doesn't mean that I won't beat the shit out of you at court. I mean, I'm not going to be an asshole about it, but I'm going to win. You know, I've prepared. And so that was always a shock to people. Uh-oh, I see a checker floor. That's amazing. It was fun. It was fun. It was always kind of fun to do that. To surprise people with it. Like, I used to have this phone cover that was a kitty cat. It was like this giant cat, and it was pink. And I used to love when I'd come in and I'd be playing on my phone or doing something before court, and they would just look at me and think, oh, she's just a kid, or she's just a chick, or whatever. And it was funny, because they'd talk to me that way. And then I'd clean up the floor with them. And that was fun, because it's like, you all just underestimated me. That's a mistake. I don't recognize how they did that. What is this fireplace? Is this just the fireplace upside down? So, you know, don't take kindness as weakness, because it really may not be. Wow, totally reskinned this. Thrones. Thrones, yes, thrones, I see it now. Okay. Nice dress. My hair's driving me nuts. Sorry I put it up. It doesn't look as nice, but... Why are there mushrooms growing out of the cake? This cake's been here a while, hasn't it? Ew! That's a clever way of showing that. That is really clever. I get it! It's a mirror image. Derp! So this is when everything was fine, and this is what it looks like now. Oh my god. This is brilliant. That's so funny. Well done. But the fire's still going. There's that. Look at the hand coming out of the mirror. This is really clever. This is super clever. Wonder what the book did. Is there a book over here? Yeah, it's a normal book, though. No electrical going off over here. There it is over there. This is very creative. Very, very, very creative. And on this side, you have the mirror as normal. On this side, the mirror has the skull coming through it. I'm amazed the candles haven't burnt down, but it's pretty wild. What's back here? The crow. What's on this side? Just pretty. That's amazing. I'm really impressed, Lilith. I shouldn't be this surprised, but... Did you do the whole floor in checker? You did. Notice how... Okay, here's something that I probably am reading too much into, but... The checker floor is kind of symbolic to me of the same thing that the whole thing shows. It's the black and the white, the mirror, the one side and the other. It's very much, the checkered floor is showing the, you know, black and white, the two different sides of things, and it's mixed throughout the house. So I think that that was very much intentional, and I give her massive credit for her additional thought when it came to that. Really well done. Really, really skillful and amazing. I'm super impressed. She's super amazing though. Alright. Well, Lori and I've done that one. Let's pass on that for now. Lunielgreenleaf. Wait, I've done that. Sisters of the Sands, Nachalla, without any information on it. So let's go to that. Definitely wow. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I tend to do that. I'm the person who says, what does it mean was it when Odysseus was wearing leather shoes on page 85? You know, I'm that person. Yes. You know, the one that you hated when it was your English teacher who would just read symbolism into things when you were sure it didn't exist. That's me. Maybe I'm imagining it. Oh, pretty! This is Nachalla. We're in Sisters of the Sands, if you can believe it. 67 out of 100 items. Really cute. I like the use of the slime. It's interesting how the slime has like a thing around it. I don't know that it normally does. Maybe it's just the lighting. And the underwater things. The underwater azure light. And fishies. And it's cool. It's cool. I love when people make an entire house into a fish tank. I did it with Cold Harbor, but I wish I could change it over time now. It is very pretty. I think the last one we'll do is songbirds. Have you ever admired an aquarium where underwater dwellers can live their lives behind glass? This aquarium is a small piece of the underwater world that you can visit. Flaming Nicks. And we'll go back over to NA. There's so much going on. Unless anybody on right now wants me to look at their house on EU, PC EU. I might do a couple more, but non-contest related. Alright, so we're underwater again in Songbird's house. Two songbirds are... So it's cool, because two different people did a similar thing, but did it differently. Like, this is the prow of a boat. Isn't that cool? Okay, Velothi. That's a prow. The front of a boat. And it's run aground underwater. And you see some of the treasure has fallen out. So this is really neat. And instead of using the azure light, they've used both blue light and the Aeon Stone Light. Okay, Jemima, have fun. See you later. So they've got a different lighting scheme. They've got different story going on. I just think it's really cool that two of similar things can be so different. What can I say? I'm easily impressed, maybe. Let's see if there's anything small we can head and check out real quick. Oh, let's go to lunielgreenleaf velothi. I thought I had already been there, but I hadn't. This is their entry, and Luniel said, Alice through the looking glass world where time runs backwards. Instructions. As you approach the area through a stone cave tunnel, could be a rabbit hole, you will see the looking glasses. If you move to the right on the side between the second and third mirror, you can access the door to pass through to the main section. The Velothi Tower style area is decorated at ground floor, basement, and upper level. Side note. There are some nods to the Looking Glass book, as in Time Mechanics, The White Red Knight, Alison's Kitten, The Unicorn, The Beetle, The Kings and Queens, Humpty Dumpty, The Forest, The Dream, etc. There wasn't room or enough slots for a chessboard, so I'm thinking of doing that as another project. But because the Anna Ellis books are one of my favorites, the theme immediately made me think of this book. Let's see if I can follow those instructions. They're pretty heavy. All right. We've got, I like that new item, the crystal. Ah, I see. Putting the waterfall in front of it is cool too. It really, it highlights where you're supposed to go. That's a good move. It is a clever theme. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. All the clocks and the gears. So clever. Unexpected. In the building area. So I guess those are all closed off. Yeah. What's poofing? That looks like a fart stick under there, or cheese. Oh, what a nice bedroom. Except for the dead person on it. That's unfortunate. Oh, there's a knight. Now, I think they said there was another floor, which would be up the stairs. This is lovely. You know, the mushrooms really work with the architecture, which is very bug-like. And here's the party. And then they, oh my god, what is that? Is that the caterpillar? Or this is Humpty Dumpty. Oh, that's funny. Well done. That's really cute. And there's the beetle. That's adorable. Really cute. All right. Hold on. That's some funny stuff. Luniel was right. All right. Hold on. It takes forever for certain things to load. Okay, I'm gonna drop you off with K-Pow, because I am done. K-Pow has the best raid animations. I highly recommend you stick around for her raid reaction. It's adorable. So we're sending you over, and I will see you all tomorrow. And enjoy your K-Pow, and definitely watch the raid, because it's funny. And tell her I said hi if she asks. Away we go.